Hey guys, it's Stephen here, back with another match preview. Manchester City take on Arsenal in the Premier League in an absolutely huge game after finally the tedium of the international break has drawn to a close. And today I'm going to talk through the game and talk about the team news, predict the lineup, all that kind of stuff, and talk about the opposition, Arsenal, and all the usual kind of stuff. Before I do that though, I want to say thank you to my latest patron, Patrick Donahue. Patrick, thank you so much for jumping on board. It means more than you could possibly imagine. Hopefully you enjoy the bonus videos, Patrick, that you've warranted as well. And make sure you come join the Slack group as well, Patrick, where loads of Manchester City fans are chatting away. Thank you so much to Patrick. Patreon.com/Esteemed Company if you want to help support the channel a little bit more. If not, don't worry. Make sure just to like these videos and subscribe if you're new to the channel, all that kind of stuff. That'd mean absolutely loads. For now though, thank you to Patrick. But let's get on to this preview. I mean, it's fair to say this game is absolutely massive. I didn't think that would be such a big deal this time of the season already. It's only our fourth league game, but already this becomes like a game that we desperately need to win. Not desperately, I guess, because we know strange things can happen. Liverpool got battered, United got battered, we got battered as well. Everyone can get battered. It's just madness at the moment. But I think it is fair to say that this game does feel kind of important given everything at the moment. Just because we need to kind of make a statement. We need to get back to winning ways. After a difficult draw against Leeds, not an embarrassing draw, a difficult draw, after an embarrassing defeat against Leicester, of course, which followed on from that very good performance against Wolves, we need to find Manchester City's kind of mojo, so to speak. We need City to come out and be really impressive. And a few players have had a rest because they're not involved in international duty, so maybe we will see a different Manchester City from the one that obviously ended before the international break. It's going to be very interesting, and I think this game is really important for Manchester City. I genuinely believe this one is a chance for City to really readdress the balance a little bit more training, a little bit more match fitness, and hopefully Guardiola's had time on the training pitch to recuperate himself as well mentally, but also get some close contact with the likes of Aguero and Foden and all that kind of stuff. It'll be potentially really huge. And Guardiola did touch on the idea, interestingly, that the international break may be useful for some players. He did first say, I am of the opinion that players are injured because we demand so much of them after tough seasons and the bodies sometimes say it is enough. But he went on to add, Bernardo and Joao Cancelo could not have a normal preseason, and these games were really good for him, which is a good point. These could be like preseason games for Bernardo and Joao Cancelo, so in a way, for some players who need that match fitness, it could be useful for them. Let's get on to the team news. The big news, of course, there's good news and there's really bad news. I'll start with the good news first. The real good news, Guardiola said this: Sergio is training well and we are happy. Every team needs a striker and we played without them. He has been training good and we're happy to see him back on the pitch after a long time. Sergio is back and I'm almost certain he's going to be involved. He's been training now during the international break as a chance to get his sharpness up, and that's absolutely fantastic. But on the bad side, the really bad side, this is what he had to say about Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think it's much, but the next games he will be out. Games as in plural. Games, not game. Hopefully it's just his broken English, but either way, it doesn't look good. Guardiola did confirm basically that De Bruyne does have a small injury. De Bruyne left Belgium's camp, according to Martinez, because he had basically was a little bit tired and all that kind of stuff. But it's been confirmed that he'll be out for a little bit. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. De Bruyne looked a little bit laggy to me anyway, if I'm being honest. He looked like the kind of guy that needed actually a break or two. So maybe it might be painful, but we did win the league without De Bruyne for an awful long time in the team, don't forget. So maybe this is a chance for Phil Foden or Bernardo Silva or Gundogan or someone like that to step up massively and show that they can step in and help Manchester City big time, because we're going to need them to, because no Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, that's an absolute painful thing. He also went on to add some relatively bad news about Gabriel Jesus. He said, there are muscle injuries you can take a risk for, others you cannot. He has an injury in the front part of his leg. If there's another incident, we could lose him for a long time. I don't know how long he'll be out for. That isn't good either. Gabriel Jesus, it doesn't sound like he's going to be back anytime soon, unfortunately. But good news, though, is that Gundogan is back, of course. Aguero and Joao Cancelo are back. So let's go on to the lineup. It's kind of difficult, this one. I've got no idea what he'll do as ever, because it's Guardiola and he could change in any moment, because that's what Guardiola does. But some players, obviously, are almost certain to start, and one of them, of course, will be Ederson. Ederson will definitely start in goal. He was kind of really good against Leeds, but then kind of made a mistake a little bit as well, which kind of cost us a goal. But Ederson, I've got absolutely no doubt, will be fantastic. Hopefully, he'll be really good. But he will be starting between the sticks, as is pretty much guaranteed, really. And then I think, like, most of the defence kind of picks itself. What I want, of course, is different entirely. But what I think will happen is I think the back two will be Laporte and Diaz. Diaz, by the way, off the back of a very impressive international break, where we all saw his great performance against Mbappe when Portugal played France. Portugal, by the way, kept clean sheets in each of the games, by the way, which is very impressive. So Diaz alongside Laporte is really, really encouraging. Laporte, of course, had a little bit of a break because he's not involved in the French team, which is baffling, but whatever. And likewise, Mendy, I think, will start left back because he's had a little bit of a break as well. And Guardiola's had some one-on-one time with Mendy to try and get inside his head and try and help him rediscover that form. It could be that we go three at the back, but I just can't see it for some reason. Maybe we might do it, and if that's the case, it'll be Ake in defence, but I can't see that happening. I think Mendy will be playing alongside Laporte and Diaz with Kyle Walker at right back. I kind of want to see Cancelo there because he's got a good relationship with Diaz, but I think it'll be Kyle Walker because Guardiola trusts Kyle Walker implicitly. Does Joao Cancelo? I wouldn't be surprised. If we do play a three at the back, by the way, I think it'll be Mendy, Cancelo, then Ake, Laporte and Diaz. But I think it'll be just a standard back four there. And then in midfield, I think we'll see Gundogan come back into the midfield. I think Guardiola will absolutely love the idea of Gundogan's composure and his calmness, which I think he probably feels we've probably been missing. And given the fact that De Bruyne is not there, I think it will be Gundogan alongside Rodri, I reckon. Not what I would do personally, but I think that's what will happen. And then you basically leave one space for an attacking midfielder, and I think that will be Bernardo Silva. I think he'll play in the midfield. I think Foden won't actually make this team, unfortunately, for him. He might play. Guardiola might have been impressed in training, but I think it will be Bernardo Silva in the midfield there, which then leaves the forward three. Sterling apparently is totally fine, which is good news because obviously he did pull out of international duty, but Sterling is fine. So I think he'll start over on the left with Riyad Mahrez on the right. I could be wrong. Maybe Foden will be over there on the right, or maybe Torres will be on the right or something like that. But I think it will be Phil Foden on the right with Sergio Aguero through the middle. Big Sergio. I think Guardiola will just throw him straight back into the team, which is what I kind of want to happen because I want him to play because we do need a striker, especially given the fact that I don't want Sterling through the middle anymore. And he obviously won't play Liam Delap there either. So I think that will be the team. It could be any variant. It could be three at the back maybe. We could play something a little bit different. Maybe Foden will get a start. Maybe Fernandinho will play or something like that. Maybe Cancelo will get his first start of the season or something like that. Who knows? But I think that's what the team will be anyway. Probably going to be miles wrong. In terms of the opposition, don't forget I did do a video with Don Robbie from AFTV, the godfather of football fan channels, basically. Go check that out if you want to. It'll be on screen right now or at the end of this video. If you haven't watched it, I chatted to Robbie as well over on AFT as well. So go and give those videos likes and all that kind of stuff and enjoy it. And Robbie was feeling kind of confident. And to be honest, I don't really blame him, man. They're currently, I think they've won 4 out of their first 5, is it? Something like that. Let me double check the Premier League table again. But they're in a good patch at the moment. 3 out of the first 4. Sorry, I got carried away there. 3 out of the first 4 games. Currently sat in 4th place. Things looking pretty good for them. They've had some good signings, you know. They've just signed Thomas Partey, a player that I would genuinely kind of like at Manchester City. He could be in line for his debut, and I think he probably will start this game. A big deadline day signing for them. It's interesting that Arteta's gone for power and pace, by the way, in midfield. Obviously, technical ability there too, but he's gone for that, which is very, very interesting. And then, of course, we've got a whole bunch of players that could cause Manchester City absolutely loads of problems. Arsenal at the moment have turned it into a good team, and since Arteta's took over, they've got one of the best records in the league. They've beaten us, of course, in the FA Cup. They've beaten United, they've beaten Chelsea, they've bested Liverpool a couple of times, mainly via penalties, admittedly, but they've basically got a pretty good record, and they've tasted some trophy success recently with the FA Cup, of course, and the Community Shield, and these things do make you want to be winners. Now, we all know Arteta is a good manager. Guardiola even said, Guardiola said we should clarify who's the master and who is the apprentice. We didn't have any doubts about what he's doing in a short period of time. He settled really well, and the way his team is playing right now is perfect for the quality they have. He's right, Arsenal are a good team. They've got quality throughout the squad now. It's looking like a more balanced squad. There are some rumours that Tierney might not be involved. I think he's going to be fine because of like COVID and all that kind of stuff. But then they've got quality players, you know. They've got Bellerin, Tierney, they got Gabriel. They have got Douglas Luiz still, you know. David Luiz. And they've also got, obviously, now Thomas Partey. They've got the likes of Maitland-Niles who's doing really well. They've got Saka. They've got Willian, Lacazette, Aubameyang, who can imagine scoring against us. They've got a good squad now with loads of good options. So this isn't going to be an easy game at all. It's going to be a very difficult game. And currently, I would say Arsenal fans should feel quite confident. City, I'm sure, will come out looking very, very positive for this game. And I'm sure we'll be really up for it. But it isn't going to be an easy game at all. All I'm hoping, though, is that largely the kind of league form This is the prediction bit, I guess. The league form that Manchester City have against Arsenal kind of carries on in our favour. City have dominated this fixture in the league recently. I think we've won the last 6 top-flight meetings against Arsenal, and all by a goal margin of at least 2. So largely, we battered them in the league, and some Arsenal fans are very aware of that. But at the same time, I'm aware that our form so far has been kind of mixed. I do think there has been some encouraging signs in some of the games. Genuinely, I think at times against Leeds we looked good. I think we had a lot more control towards the end of that game when Fernandinho came on, and we kind of shored at the midfield. And there were some really encouraging spells against Wolves and Leicester, weirdly. But then things changed. And hopefully we can kind of put it into one impressive 90-minute performance, because if Manchester City do turn up and we are at our best, we are going to beat Arsenal if we are at our best, even without Kevin De Bruyne, you know. Maybe this is the kind of game where Bernardo steps up and shows that Bernardo of the 18-19 season is still in there somewhere, and he has looked kind of encouraging recently actually for Portugal. So maybe this is the kind of game where he steps up and we get a big game from Aguero on his return or something like that, and we beat them. We're going to have to show though what we can do. This is a very crucial game already in terms of the mentality and the direction that the season could take. Lose this game and all of a sudden the heads could drop. It might not be the case, of course, but it can happen very easily. Win this game, however, though, all of a sudden things feel very, very different, and all of a sudden we feel more confident. Especially given the fact that, you know, Everton are playing Liverpool as well tomorrow. That game will be before. Hopefully Liverpool will drop some points. I mean, it means obviously Everton have got more points, but who knows what could happen in these games. It's going to be a very weird season, but this could be a big chance for City to get some confidence as well as points on the board. Fingers crossed. So in terms of my prediction, I've got a feeling I'm going to be positive. City to win 2-1. Why not, you know? Why not? Why not be positive? Watch you absolutely miles wrong. Anyway, guys, that is just my prediction. Do let us know down in the comments what you make of this. And don't forget to come back tomorrow, where there will be a live watch along, of course, and all the usual fun and japes over on that live stream. Go check out the video as well I did with Robbie from AVF TV. It'll be on screen right about now. Make sure to hit that like button and please give the channel a subscribe if you are new to it. And fingers crossed for tomorrow. Come on, City.